But here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Cohen.
Thank you very much. I'm not an actor in my day job, so I will say that. It is so good to be here, to see so many people. It was 22 years ago that I received the scholarship from the LaGrange Frink Alumni Association. Before I get started, I do want to acknowledge some people. I can't acknowledge everybody, but Herman Caraway is in the audience. He's my high school principal. My elementary school principal is in the audience. Mr. Alan Newman, please just wave your hand. And there's so many other people who are responsible for getting me to the point where I am right now. Some of us are grayer now, some 22 years later. Other of us don't seem to have gotten any more gray. I'm gonna leave that alone. But when I was driving down here from Washington, I was thinking about what I was gonna say, Joyce McDaniel, and I wanted to tell a story about how I got here. Again, it was 22 years ago. And I was student body president at North Lenore. I was on my way to Morehouse, which was and is very expensive. I had more dreams than money. So I applied for every single scholarship that I could. Now, everybody knows when you apply for a scholarship, there are certain criteria. Right? They look at your GPA. They look at your extracurricular activities. They read your essay. And so most of those things I was pretty good at. But there was one thing I didn't really pay attention to. And it was you have to be a member, right, of this alumni association. And so my mother, who is here, raise your hand, Mom, smile real pretty, let the people see you. Well, Mom graduated from South Ayden High School. And even though I had been living in LaGrange since before I was in kindergarten, I didn't have the membership connection officially. And so the story I'm going to tell you now gets to the heart of what this association is about. There was a woman, and I'm not going to say her name, but there was a woman 22 years ago this spring, Don Davis, who, when they were reviewing the scholarship application, they got to my application and they saw promise, they saw potential, Robert Washington. This lady reached into her purse to pay the $20 for the membership. Amen. And I tell you that story because it highlights what this association is about. It highlights what this community is about. And that's why I am back here 22 years later. That's why when Anita Sachs and Joyce McDaniel gave me a call and asked me to donate, that's why I donated again. It wasn't the first time that I donated, right? Because what you all are doing here, it changes lives. And I don't want you to forget that. That's what happens so much. We need these after-school programs. We need so much more. And so I'm not going to say too much more. I do want to just recognize what you all are doing. It's in part because of your help that I have been on Capitol Hill. I've worked for 3 United States senators. That started here because of this scholarship. It's because of this community, in part, that I have been traveled around the world representing the United States, working for a U.S. Treasury Secretary. It's because of this community, this church, my home, to use you. Because it does make a real difference.